So you see, based on this, everything is fantastic. Thank you all for the great Saturday, and this is for the Walker Stalker Con. And other than the printers that stopped working, it really was. I received a ton of great compliments of the convention and how wonderful you all are. So many terrible rumors were overcome as the trolls tried to scare folks regarding cancellations and other things, but the lines were extremely smooth and people were happy. Now, I'm sure there was a lot of people that were thrilled and yada yada yada. Yeah, obviously. He goes on to say, to those who helped at front of Foggy's ops at printing, please see me tomorrow. I'd like to thank you. Your willingness to jump in on the front end allowed me and our team to build a third booth and problem solve on the back end to get things rolling again. I'm truly appreciative. Now, for those who don't know, apparently Froggy's the photographer, and from what we're hearing, they straight up bounced. Now listen, I don't go to the Walker Stalker cons. I was really thinking about going to the one in Atlanta one of these years. I never got around to it. I don't think I'm ever going to go just because there's so much shit. If you start digging under the surface, there's so much shit, and I don't think they deserve an ounce of your money. And here's the thing, I don't hold people down forever. If they make changes and they come out and start making corrections, all right, fine, it ain't nothing. But at this point in time, yeah, reading everything we see online, I tend to believe, it's a con. It is simply a con to, not simply, but I guarantee more money is going into people's pockets than needs to be there. You know, it's kind of like someone making $100,000 and they're like, damn, well, if I do this and this and this, I can make $200,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like, be happy with what you get. Anyhow, a lot of shit popped off, especially recently. A while back, I was talking to some people who volunteered. I was hearing some horror stories. Like I said, I was thinking about putting a video together, and it never came to be, but I had some stuff saved. And then recently I saw this post on Twitter, and I thought I gave it a laugh because there was a lot of people really mad at Walker Stalker Con. So there was 7 retweets, 76 likes at this time, and it was September 30th, 2019, obviously. And it was proud of the Walker Stalker banner, and it was a positive, yes, we're frickin' awesome. And, you know, I made sure to grab a positive comment here. This person was like, yeah, I love Walker Stalker Con. But there was a ton, it was ratioed out the ass. There was a ton of people who were like, making it right would be giving everyone their refunds. Make my dreams come true and refund our money. That logo reminds me that I'm still owed X amount of dollars. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of people that are owed a few $100s to a couple $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And they've been waiting almost a year now. People waiting 6 months, 10 months, 11 months. While I know this company hasn't been the best at all, I have to give them thanks. Here we go, another positive comment. Who's given you a second chance? I don't know anyone that has. You've made so many mistakes, you'd need 5 or 6 extra chances. How about posting stuff like, after everyone got their money back, ? I'm still waiting for my refund, many others. I want to burn through the refund ones. Here's just a tiny sample. I just scrolled up and took a couple screen grabs. Your banner reminds me that you owe me 269 pounds. The experience would have been better if I had my goddamn refund. I've been waiting for 10 months for the refund, but I cannot see how anyone can mentally stand by, you're screwing people over. So here's just a few of the examples of people with their refund. Wow, there's more pictures I took than I realized, and here's a freaking awesome ass Terminator. Anyway, so we'll leave that up because that's badass. So just a few. So this James Frazier, he's got his head up his ass, and he's just blaming trolls. And here's another image of people who had actual complaints. Where was it? I thought this was funny. This was funny as shit. They were sending some complaints to this infofanfest.com. I hope they just changed it and, this was an honest mistake. But I saw this all over Twitter where people are getting this response. Like multiple people saying, nah, homie, we don't care to hear what you have to say. So another thing, the photo ops guy, apparently he quit. That's what is popping off at Twitter. Here are volunteers, and this is fucking embarrassing. Not for the volunteers, not at all. You're volunteering, you're not even paid. It's the person who's getting paid out the ass while so many fans are having a shit experience and so many fans are still owed refunds. Yet you got you know, people getting paid fancy with their nice cars and their nice suits, and they're good. You know, they don't got money problems, but it's the customers.
Several times, so I will say it several times. Don't worry. I will say this several times. Don't worry. If you are waiting for a photo op that is from more than the last 20 minutes, they are not printing out right now. It's okay. Froggy Photos has your email address.
I don't know who I am. Nobody's scanning the ticket.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think hold on.
I have a flight in 20 minutes.
Fucking get your shit together.
The photos from the last 20 minutes are starting to print now. The ones from prior to that.
All right, there's also the clip. Where was that clip of this person was kicked out, her and her mother?
If y'all separate,
$1,200.
I think this is the same day. Keep in mind, these are only the same day. All these complaints are over the past year, maybe a little bit longer, and then there's multiple complaints over this weekend. And I mean a buttload. Twitter's exploding right now.
$1,200. I am a high school student. I have spent money on photo ops. You are taking out my mother.
Yeah, I don't understand. Are you sure you have the right person? Like, I did nothing. I got a Norman photo op. We went and
We've
did
been
some
standing in
selfies.
lines all day.
We've been in lines all day. I don't understand.
This does
what
not make
I
any
did
sense.
wrong.
Nothing was done wrong. And you can't tell us what she did wrong, which leads me to believe this is a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no picture you're showing.
You grabbed me and said, you have my picture on your phone. Well, I mean, you grabbed me out of line.
she's
you said,
filming, and I don't want things that are untrue.
well,
to
that,
be
will you...
said.
I'm filming because it's my right.
You have my picture on your phone and you've been looking for me, but you won't tell me what I did wrong. I'm like
And you will not
scared.
show this picture.
What is going on?
We're removing you, as is our right. It's a revocable
Why are you?
license.
You won't even
I'm not
tell
a
me
security
why.
guard. This is not your business. You're right. If you get involved, then you'll be going as well.
You tell me why you're.
I love that. I love that. You gotta, Gustavo, I'm head of security, and if you get involved, you will be evicted as well. Who's this power trip and lunatic? Listen, let me tell you something. Here's why for one, I always sit back and collect the evidence. Okay, vouch for this person, whoop de whoop, see what happens, and then we'll go from there. But one thing I'll tell you right now is I've worked at a nightclub doing security. I've also worked running VIP stands for meet and greets for celebrities, mostly for singers, before concerts and stuff. And these are expensive tickets where only like a dozen people, rich families, a lot of times bringing their kids to, for example, Britney Spears was one that we covered where rich people bring their little girls, or what, it was all girls, I'm pretty sure, but they would pay good money to have these experiences. And I'm telling you right here and now, I never once threw anyone out. Actually, a lot of it ran smoothly, but I'll tell you right now, I never once chucked anyone out and not knew exactly what to tell them. This is why you booted. This is where you fucked up. You know what I mean? Especially not even just throwing them out, but just simply saying, whoa, hold up. You can't do this, this, and this. Never once was I just standing there stammering like, oh, I don't know. No, man, this is what happened, yada, 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 and this is what we're doing. Now, if there's like an emergency, if there's a threat and you need to remove someone and figure out the situation and then, yada, all right, fine. But that's not what's going on here. And then this dude immediately, as soon as he's being approached again by someone who's concerned, like, you might have the wrong person. Are you sure this is the first thing he says as soon as this guy, whoever this guy is, first thing he says, if you get involved, you're gone too. Why? At what point in time is that a problem to your fragile ego? You know what I mean?
Get me out.
I know her. I know her. It is my business. No, it's not. If I know her, it is.
You won't tell me why. You are not going to rob me of $1,200 and not not tell me why.
What did he say?
You're not going to rob me of $1,200 and not tell me why. You won't tell me why. You are not going to rob me of $1,200 and not tell me why.
No, I haven't telling you clearly. You're not part of this. Back away.
Please tell me why you are removing me. That's all
it's
I'm
our right.
asking. What is it your right to kick me out for? But what did I do, sir?
I need for you to leave the building. If you go back in the con.
Nah, see, right off the gate, like I said, I like to sit back and get all the different sides of proof, and let's hear what's going on. But right from the gate, I don't think anyone should give any money to Walker Stalker Con. I mean, they should come out, and again, if she did something wrong, all right, you guys are idiots for not saying, here's what it is, lady, here's where you messed up. Leave. Because they're withholding that information, I tell you what, I guarantee something is off and they screwed up, because he looks like somebody who doesn't even want to admit, ooh, I screwed up. He just wants to bury the situation, and that's why he's making immediate threats. When anyone gets involved, oh no, they might discover that I screwed up or yada yada yada, so I better threaten everyone with being kicked out. They better come around, make this right, and be like, listen lady, here's a couple free passes, my bad, and I'll apologize on social media. I don't know how, and and here's the tricky thing. Yes, you guys, a lot of people have great experiences. You're not going to stop. No one gives a shit. Let's be honest. No one cares that she got kicked out. You're still going to give the con money if you have good experiences. No one gives a damn when it comes to making them more money. But something should be done. I mean, at what point? Here's another one. For example, I want to shut this down because this is just getting obnoxious. Here's the daughter, first off, and she does clarify there was some miscommunication on Twitter. According to her, she clarifies that somebody cut in line in front of them, and then, let's see, it says some April girl who was known by many people on social media, and I did not see nice comments. This April girl, apparently on social media, she was talking about a mass shooting, saying, someone said, like, oh, I'm mentally ill, and I never thought about mass shooting, and she's like, I did, every time I get bullied, wham, 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 I thought about mass shooting. It's like, bro, seek help. Who is known by many people on social media, tried to cut the line when everyone who was in front of her told her she can't do that. She then proceeded to try to cut the line, and a staff member told her to go to the back. She started yelling at everybody, looked at me and said, fuck you, you're a bitch. And my mom said, go get in line. She was then sent to the back of the line. Later on, a man in a suit approached my mom walking out of the Matthew Lillard line and said, I have your picture, we've been looking for you. Now, here's where it gets funny, because the girl was cutting in line and was told to go to the back of the line, and then someone else on social media said that this mom is the one who was yelling and was told to go to the back of the line, which she came out and corrected. She was like, no, we have people, that was not us, which has me wondering, is that security guard, does he know, how people at regulars, maybe he knows the person that was trying to cut, and he just sided with her when he probably should have looked at the whole situation, or did he really mix them up? Anyhow, and again, there's a few different scenarios popping off on Twitter, but the daughter clarifies everything. I'm sure you can read that here. And she even, we'll read this in a second, that's messed up. She even got in touch with James Frazier and said, just to clarify, James Frazier gave me his phone number and told me to text him if I found someone to vouch. Basically, she found someone to vouch for her story, and he said, okay, that's all I need. That's all I need. Looked at me and said, text me in an hour, which I did. And she shows her texts here. And this is when she found the person. This is where they're meeting. Here's where they met, apparently around 2:30, 2:50, somewhere around there. And an hour later, are there any updates? 3:56. Still waiting to hear back at 4:38. That is fucking unacceptable. We're talking about people spending good money, 1,000, I forget what she said, to get there and spend money. You got a person kicked out. That should have been your number one priority right in that very second. All right, solve that and go to, unless there was other issues, like if something's breaking down, okay, well, delegate it to you got to have workers or right-hand man or managers, or you got to be able to delegate that to someone. It would not take nothing but 2 seconds to fix this issue. How can you not delegate that to one of your staff or even a volunteer? Just, all right, listen, here, I would love to go and apologize, but we have this huge issue going on I want to fix. Anyhow, that is unacceptable. Another thing that was unacceptable was right here, this person shared that I hesitate to share this, but the deaf community and the interpreters who serve them have a right to know. Walker Stalker Con is in Atlanta this weekend. For the first time in 5 years, I will not be interpreting this event. Since the beginning of 2019, they have hired interpreters, payment amount agreed in advance, and then refused to pay them afterwards, avoiding emails and then moving on to the next town to do the same thing. Now they're asking deaf attendees to bring their own interpreters to the Atlanta show to avoid any interpreters they already owe. Also down here, the owner has also openly disrespected a deaf, hard of hearing actress on social media and then used her name to sell tickets to this event afterwards. I believe there was something going around with Angel. She plays Kelly on The Walking Dead, and apparently there was something where I guess it was the security or the staff or whatever was yelling at her about her dog, if I got that right, and she's hard of hearing, so that was awkward, and maybe they should have probably apologized for that, but holy hell. Anyhow, you guys give me your thoughts and opinions. I had a number of different things here. If you wanted to complain, apparently you're getting this message. Not really sure if that's just an accident or what. If you go to the BBC, there's this pattern of complaints, and it's interesting how it specifies exactly what everyone is complaining on Twitter over. A lot of it has to do with the cancellations. I've also had people tell me that, yeah, they do in fact promote people, and again, I'm vetting some of this information, which some of it's really hard to vet, but I was told that, yeah, they do promote knowing or having a strong idea that certain talent won't be there and can't make it because of scheduling, and they'll promote them anyway, and they'll promote them for months knowing they aren't showing up. They can't show up because of scheduling, or knowing there's like a 90% chance they show up. So there's a lot of this different, and again, they use them to promote it. Once they get you in the door, or once you buy the tickets, you buy the lodging, you buy the plane tickets, you're going anyway for the most part, most likely. Chances are you're going to, all right, fine, Norman Reedus isn't going, so-and-so isn't going, I'll get whoever else to sign my shit and take a picture with. I'll go anyway for the fun. So a lot of that I think is grimy. Anyway, put your opinions in the comment box. I would love to hear from you. If you have any experiences you want to share, especially put them in the comment box, whether it's good or bad. If you guys positive experiences that you want to talk about, go for it. This event isn't going to give off just negative experiences, but I think right now it's time for something to change. And change fast. Either shut this down completely and another event needs to prop up that has nothing to do with these people, or I don't know. I'm not giving them a dime at all. You guys let me know what you're doing. Thoughts and opinions down there. I'm done talking. It's your turn.